What's up, guys? Welcome back to another HERR Lounge podcast. I am your host, Marisol. Listen, guys, I've been told that I don't say who I am and I don't introduce my co-host. And so today we have my co-host, Rob GTV. Welcome to HERR Lounge podcast, Rob.
I've never seen somebody take notes better and quicker than that right there.
I mean,
Way to go.
It is true, though. I don't ever introduce myself. And if you've ever listened to podcasts, I know they don't all say, I'm Joe Rogan, or,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They don't say any of that, but they do, like, I'm just so used to not introducing and we just go into talking, but I can
True.
see where that feedback. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, but I feel like that's a big YouTube thing. YouTubers all introduce themselves. Podcasters really don't that much.
Yeah, YouTubers too. Like I knew when I had the bodybuild Julia Renee when she was on. I was like, "This is Julia Renee." If you don't know her, I am not people. So it's like you know her because she says the same thing. I forget to even introduce myself in my own YouTube videos. I'll just say, "Welcome back to my channel." And then it's like,
Right
oh
into
yeah, yeah, and that's it. I don't say I'm Marisol, like, you know, blah blah blah. I need to, like, I really do.
That's
need
a big thing. I just noticed that YouTubers and podcasters, huge difference.
So, welcome back, guys, to the podcast. And before we get started, shout out to all our Herrpreneur Box sponsors for the month. Just a friendly reminder, when you hear this episode, it will be March 23rd, I believe.
Yep.
And so that means you only have a couple of days before you can actually sign up to our grandfathered price on our Patreon account, or whatever you want to call it.
Patrona tier.
The Patrona tier is going up, guys. So it will now be $49.99 on there to join that. And it's just because, like I said, our Herrpreneur subscription box is growing. And I think that's the price, right?
You haven't told me the price.
I haven't. I thought we put it on there? Maybe I did it with P. Oops. Okay. So hold on a second, guys. Retract that amount. But it's not going to be $25 anymore. Just whatever it is.
I mean, with the prices of everything going up and the things you're starting to include, it's just
too much.
Yeah.
Like they're getting a lot. Like, and Cactus Kush is sending some. Bro, they are not sending no damn. They are not sending sample size. The last things that they've been sending have all been a regular size, and it may just because they don't make sample sizes, which makes total sense, right? But I mean, they are totally going. So shout out to Cactus Kush because they've really been on it, and I guess I appreciate them being a part of this this thing that I've always wanted to start. So shout out to Cactus Kush. I'm going to start doing a new thing every month, and it's going to be called the Patrona of the Month, and we would just talk about the Patrona of the Month. And so it's just something I think I wanted to start doing, just because even if you don't know someone, or even if it's a business, I don't really know how I'm going to approach it yet, but I've decided that it's going to be a Patrona of the Month. And Ilse suggested that to me. She made this whole graphic. She's like, I really think you need to have a Patrona of the Month. And I was like, you're damn right I do. It's a genius idea. So with that being said, let's get into our quote of the day. So sign up, guys. Patreon.com/HERR Lounge podcast. Get on there. Be a part of our Discord. We have an amazing community, guys. And I'm not just saying that. Literally, if there was a way that I'm going to do another green scrab. So
Green scrab.
Did you just see what I said?
Whoa, Joe Biden.
Whoa.
Let's start over there.
Whoa. Screen grab. Oh my God.
And you said you felt good. You said
I know.
slept.
I feel good. To show you guys just our conversations, because they're great. I mean, we're talking all weekend. It's like you're talking to your homegirls all weekend. That's literally what we are. It's like a whole group of homegirls, and it's really cool. And it's really cool. Like I always say this, and I know it sounds rhetorical. Like, okay, we get it, but everybody's just really on there giving each other advice. You have a question, someone may not know, the other one may know, and the other one does it this way, but I do it this way, and everybody has their ways of doing things, you know? So I just really think it's really cool. I don't know how your also is popping.
I mean,
but ours is popping.
I can't put it into words. And I think you have a few patrons of your own that are in our Discord as well that contribute, and they know how popping it is.
Yeah. So shout out to them.
Oh, and also, might as well, before you read today's quote, if you want to just see where everything's at for Marisol, you can go to the newly revamped website, which is
MarisolHerrera.com.
That's it. And if you want to inquire about being a guest, you want to collaborate, you got some kind of business inquiries, there's also a section for that.
There you go. So if you're a business owner and you'd like to be a sponsor, reach out. We're looking to expand that little area. I was always hesitant at first, but everyone showed me the importance of it. So I'm down for it now. So anyway, why this quote? You'll see why. Toxic parents care more about how you make them look than how you actually feel.
Oh, I love that you brought this up. We didn't talk about this. We also probably should start talking more about the show leading up to Mondays, just to see what's on your mind. Yeah. Because the last 2 times you've brought up a quote that's something I've been watching or listening to. So I got to ask you, why this quote, and what parent pissed you off that made you think of toxic parents?
I didn't see anything. What I've seen most of going around, right, is this whole thing with the Florida issue, right, where it's not even called the gay bill, right?
Yeah, don't say gay bill.
Don't say gay bill, right? That's what everybody else has said it says, right? And if you're listening to this and this triggers you, you probably want to turn this off and not listen to this episode, because I don't care what anybody thinks, right? At this point, because this is how I see it. It's not your job, teacher, to teach my kid about sexuality, about it's not your job to tell them, what is appropriate when it comes to sex, especially at kindergarten to 3rd grade. It ain't none of your motherfucking business what is happening. That is a parent's job to do. Your job is to teach English, math, science, social studies, art, PE. That is your own fucking job. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Your job's not to teach moral and values. If those parents haven't taught it to them, that's not your problem, right? It's also not your job to come in there as it is. I think being a teacher is the hardest job.
One of, for sure.
Lately, I've been feeling, and it's not all teachers, obviously, but I've been feeling a certain kind of way about teachers because they're not the kind of teachers I grew up with. Okay. People will say, sometimes, I don't think I have one, right? But I get it all the time. Why do you have such a twang when you speak English, right? I'm going to tell you why. Because my 2nd grade teacher, Miss Martin, is who I heard as my influence for English. Because I didn't speak English growing up, right? I didn't learn it until I went into kindergarten. So obviously, if you take these accents from teachers, that's your influence of English. Where's it going to come from? My teachers were amazing. My elementary schools, I can tell you each one all the way through the 5th grade. I can tell you each one of my teachers, because each one of my teachers, I can tell you my 1st grade teacher was my favorite teacher. My 3rd grade teacher was the bomb because she loved to read. So she was one of the ones that I loved because she had some of the best books, which I own till this day because of her. I would buy them. Anytime we'd read a book, I'd be like, oh my God, I have to own this book. Like, I loved it that much. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
There's just like, girl, I don't know how it was for you, because I know you're like 10 years plus younger than me. But for me, growing up, my elementary teachers were fucking pretty damn cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were great. They were good at their job. I think now you still have those good teachers out there, right? But I don't understand the ones who are trying to get involved politically. Like,
you want me to summarize it for you?
Sure.
Okay. And also for reference for people, so the bill is actually called the Parental Rights. Damn, I had it. The Parental Rights Education Bill. Yeah, Parental Rights in Education Bill.
Let's say it again. What is the name of this bill? Because it's not the gay. Don't say gay bill. Say it again, please.
The Parental Rights in Education Bill.
There you go. All right.
And we can get into that a little bit too. But I'm sure by this point everybody's heard it references the Don't Say Gay bill, and they've seen DeSantis shut down reporters that are trying to like fool them into saying something crazy about it. But one thing that you hear like among like political circles is that when it comes to teachers, a lot of them tend to be like the liberal types, the liberal arts, teachers, they like to teach young kids for one reason. And that is that most liberals don't tend to have children. So the way they see it is that we don't have children because we have yours. So they don't have children to affect the future.
Is that the newer teachers? Because my teachers growing up all had children, except for one teacher. Actually, Miss Martin, who I'm telling you about, was the only one who didn't have who didn't have children. But everybody else had them, and they went to school with us.
Yeah, I had maybe a handful of teachers, but I think that, I don't know when that phrase or that like train of thought kind of came around, but you could see how it plays in like the, let's say 2010 to now, maybe 2000. Yeah, like 08 maybe, 2010 to now, you can see how that's become more of a theme. Younger liberal type teachers, like teachers now like 23, 24, they don't have kids. They don't know what the fuck's going on, but they have this mentality where like, we don't have kids, but we're going to affect yours and influence your kids. Because more conservative types and traditional people have children and families.
Interesting. That was on something you read? Or?
Yeah, that's just something I've heard time and time again, year after year from, just other political commentators. And it makes sense.
Didn't look at it that way. But I just, I have no problem with anybody being what they want. I've said this 100 times on my podcast. You can be, and it has nothing to do with, like, I saw this one reel of this person saying, I am just so mad right now because I can't come to school. Something about like, why is it that straight teachers could come in talking about their straight husband, but gay teachers can't come in talking about their gay partner? I'm like, really? I don't think that was ever a problem. My high school soccer coach was gay. She also didn't like promote it all over. You see what I'm saying? Like her partner came, we all knew, it was understood. That was her partner.
Yeah.
She didn't need to say, hey y'all, I'm gay and this is my gay partner and we're in a gay marriage. I mean, I don't know. As a straight person, I don't go around saying, hey, I'm straight. This is my straight partner. We're in a heterosexual marriage. So, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't care if it's a gay guy with another gay guy. If their teacher is gay, I also don't care. What I do care about is like you trying to tell my child about like having same sex, you know what I'm saying? Like having sex with the same sex. Mm-hmm. It's not your job to teach sex ed to my child. You see what I'm saying? And nowhere in there does it say, don't say gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this bill, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does it say about gay?
No, it didn't even say
that. So that's what makes me mad. It's like, stop trying to, I don't really know what the purpose of this outrage is, because Disney, I didn't know that on the Buzz Lightyear movie, there was a, I don't know which girl character is dating another girl, or they kiss.
Yeah.
And so they had taken that out, but now because of this whole outrage, they put it back in because I was like, did you just let the mob?
Yes.
Really take over this? I really couldn't believe that. I was like, fucking Disney, grow some balls already. Grow some fucking balls. Y'all are known to be this
They're not trying to grow them. They're trying to cut them off. What are you talking about?
They got cut off.
Yeah.
They got cut off because they gave into this. It's crazy. Whatever your reason was for taking that out had nothing to do with this new bill that came in. So why are y'all blaming it that y'all didn't support this bill and because you're taking it out? I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of infuriates me because I can't seem to get what's going on in the world. And I don't know if I'll ever get it. It's maybe because I'm 40. So I started to think like, if I don't get it and I'm 40, right? Like what the fuck is happening? I'm really wondering, like my grandmother, she's got, well, it's going into dementia. It's going into Alzheimer's, but right now she's got dementia or a form of it. Right. So, I'm sorry. No, it's Alzheimer's because she'll forget now. She's not forgetting. But I'm curious for her, if she understood right now what's happening. I'd love to know what her perspective on everything, like what? If she even knew half of the things that were happening in this world, right? She doesn't understand being gay, period. And I think our grandparents' generation don't get it. Maybe even my parents' generation don't get it.
Definitely
you know what I'm
not.
saying? I don't think so. My mom doesn't have a problem with it because she has gay guys that work at her shop all the time. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't see it as anything. Now, is it something she probably condones? Probably not. But she doesn't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever. He's gay, so...
Yeah.
He's a gray hairdresser, so shit, I need you to work here, my G. Yeah. So, I don't think she cares. And likewise, I don't care either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've said this before. Like, I'm not God. I can't say what you do is right or wrong, right? So if you love somebody of the same sex, right, then you love someone of the same sex, and that's who you love. I'm nobody to judge, but you're not going to come and talk to my child about anything having to do with LGBTQ community. You're not. Let my child come ask me so that then I can maybe reach out to a friend, right? Mm-hmm. Who is gay and could probably say, well, listen, and I'm not telling we need to talk. We don't need to be explicit either, right? I'm just saying, this is how it is and this is that, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand? Cool. We're done with the conversation, but I don't feel we need to go all into it. Doesn't it go into like description of like, what was the other, there was like, it's like some serious shit in there that you want to be teaching to these kindergartners to third grade.
Yeah. I wanted to find the summary of just what the bill was actually proposing, because it had a bunch of things to do with school, right? But the main thing that they took out to say the don't say gay part of it was, excuse me, not being able to have like a third party or anybody within the administration of the school tell or talk about or try to educate on like sexual orientation and sexual preference and all that kind of stuff. You're talking about kindergarten through third grade.
They shouldn't even be thinking about that.
They aren't thinking about that.
Exactly.
You bring that up, they don't know what the fuck any of that means.
So don't tell them. So it's like, wasn't sex ed in 5th grade?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
5th or 6th grade.
So then that's around the time that you're going through puberty. That's probably around the time that maybe when you're starting to have these, I guess, I don't know, for boys, I don't know what it is. I didn't feel no sexual thing in 5th grade, but I know that I all of a sudden had a boob pop out, you know what I'm saying? Or, I didn't get my period either. I was a late bloomer with that too. As I've told the story on the podcast before.
That's one of
my
the
mom even thinks I shit it. So, so like I was a late bloomer with that. So
that's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard.
My mom doesn't remember it when I tell her that. She goes, what?
Convenient.
I'm like, yeah. I was like, I vividly can tell you what I was wearing and the part of the mall I was in, the payphone where it was. I can tell you exactly. Anyway, so what I'm saying is like,
well, imagine what sex ed is going to be like now, though. How we can't talk about reproductive organs. We can't talk about, guys have a penis and women have a vagina, from kindergarten cop. Like that kid would get canceled these days.
I mean, I told you that when I had heard like that guys wake up with like
morning wood,
yeah. I didn't, this is how oblivious I was. This is how innocent you are. We're now talking about, I think maybe I was in 6th grade. We were older because I remember being in the car and I asked my dad if it was true because that's the only guy I had access to. The only man. My dad had no answer for me. Do you know we drove in silence? I remember this. I said, Dad, is it true that, you know what I'm saying? He goes, I literally can, he's probably in heaven laughing right now because he probably remembers the whole conversation. He literally is driving. I'm in the passenger seat. I asked him if it's true that, you wake up with, I said, because in school they said, he just goes, it's quiet. I'm like, okay. And I'm like this the whole time looking at him and he's just driving. He goes, is that what the book says? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, then that's what the book says. And he just kept driving. Okay, he didn't want to even discuss it.
Dude.
Okay? And I think I was in 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. I had to be up there.
What is that, like 13?
Yeah, I think you're 13, 12, 13. I'm October baby, so we're 13.
Yeah.
So we're 13 in the 6th grade, if I'm not mistaken. Or 12.
Because you were a 14 as a freshman, 15?
14 turning 15.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Okay, so we probably were 12, 13-ish. Yeah.
So whatever age that was, it was in my book that we were reading. I asked my dad. My dad felt real uncomfortable asking. But what I'm saying is, I was already pretty much junior high and had zero, like, is that true? You know what I'm saying? Type of thing, And that's what I want. I want for Penelope or Soleil to come ask me, Mom, is it true that XYZ? And I want to be able to, mom or dad, can give you the answer, not Mrs. Rodriguez or Mrs. Johnson at school giving you these answers, unless it's a sex ed class. Unless it's a sex ed class, I really don't see why you need to be discussing. It's not a health class. So why kindergarten to 3rd grade are you going to be discussing any of these things with it? It has. I feel like this has nothing to do with being gay. It's just something you just don't discuss at such a young age. I don't feel like it's for me. It has nothing to do with your sexual preference. For me, it's they're too young. They don't even need to be knowing about half of this shit that was in this bill. Like, not yet.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Don't push that shit on them just yet. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they say don't attribute malice to what you can attribute stupidity. And I feel like in this case, like, you don't want to say like it's a malicious right off the bat, but there's so many like different so many different current situations going on that you're like, is this all orchestrated to just indoctrinate young kids to like think they want to transition or think they want to be gay? Or I don't remember hearing about this shit.
I don't remember. Listen, I know that I can't imagine in right now it's okay. I feel we're more open to accepting when you're whatever it is that you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, I think a lot of kids, if they were gay and they had to stay in the closet for a minute, it's kind of sucked to not be yourself. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine what that feels like for you to have to pretend to like a boy or to pretend to like a girl, you know what I'm saying, just to please other people. And that's not really what you feel. I don't know what that feels like. I'll never know what that feels like, right? So it has had to, it's a hard journey, I will say, for a lot of the gay and lesbian community, right? But I also know a lot of gay and lesbian folks who feel like everything that's going on with all this like LGBTQ something else, I don't know what all the other letters are, plus it are, right? They feel like this is ridiculous, right? They feel like all this propaganda bullshit is ridiculous. And they are gay. I have a couple who are, you know, 2 gay guys and another couple who I know is a lesbian. And they've been together for the longest, like all through college, and we're hella grown now. We're 40. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to them, I don't know which way they vote, and I really don't care. But I'm just saying, I don't think it has to do anything with politics. But to them, it's like, it's silly.
Yeah.
To them, all this stuff is silly. Like, I think how she worded it to me was like, so much has been paved through to where they've been more accepted now. They can actually file for insurance together. Like, same-sex partners can now like have a lot of joint things that they didn't have in the past, I guess, which I think that's what they're happy about. I don't know. I don't really know. But our conversation, the way it went, it was more like, listen, little kids, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't have a problem with XYZ the way you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's maybe because they know who they are. And I think a lot of it is that they know who they are. They know that this is their partner. This is who they love. This is who they've been with. You know what I'm saying? They're not confused about, you know, whether they're transitioning or not. They're just a lesbian couple who love each other and make hella bang. They do. They do hella bang and they live their best life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I really don't know what's going on with this world right now, but it's like when I'm telling you, when my husband tells me something new happens and I'm just like, oh boy. I said, here we go. It's like, what? It's like, I just want to tell you about it. I'm like, I know, but I just can't with so much happening all the time. It's just like the swimmer.
Yeah. Leah Thomas. I was looking forward for you to bring that up.
Where are the feminists? You call
they're
yourself
cheering them on. They're cheering.
How? Listen, now that's some fucking bullshit, because feminists argue about we don't have equal pay. We don't have equal sport shit happening, right? We don't get treated the same. You just allowed someone to come take a record that you could have broken within biological women, right? This is one thing that Rogan said, and I agree with. Unless every female competing was okay with this transgender woman, right? Mm-hmm. Competing against them, unless all of them competing said, I'm okay with it, I don't have a problem with it, then I don't have a problem with it, because you were aware. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? But the fact that y'all didn't ask all these other bitches if they were okay with it, why is y'all competing against? No, it's already like a competition between them.
You know what's crazy too is that there's a sports, I don't know his name, but he's like a prominent Sports Illustrated writer who has a daughter that competed at that swim meet silent, hasn't said a word about it. So that, you know, there's something insidious going on here. Like there's something more, there's a bigger, you know, long-term goal with all this kind of stuff. I don't know what it is.
I can't anymore with this. It just gets more ridiculous. Listen. Again, I sound like a broken record. And it may seem like I'm not okay with it, right? Like you say you're okay with anybody who wants to be whatever they want to be, but you're saying that they can't. Listen, because at the end of the day, should you end up in the hospital, when you go to the hospital, doctors have to know if you are 100% male or 100% female, because there's a certain kind of way they have to treat you. Like, and if you say I'm a man, but you're really a female, and then they fuck up and do some shit, you know what I'm saying, they're not supposed to do, and then they kill you. Now what?
Yeah.
Well, he said he was a man. How is that? He identified as a man. Yeah, but biologically, this was a woman. Doctor, you should have known. Yes, but he identified as a, you know what I'm saying? Then it's that battle. When are
we going to have, I'm waiting for the day that we see a dude that says, I identify as a kid, and starts like hitting bombs in like Little League softball. You know what I mean?
Listen, Rob, do not speak that into existence, because I don't doubt it, that it will happen.
We will see that.
I don't doubt it.
It'll be Billy Madison style. It'll be Adam Sandler playing with the kids.
It's like, you know, excuse me, just like the going into the restroom thing. Like, I have a problem with that.
We've come a long way from that, because I feel like that was a year ago. That was like a hot conversation. Everybody wanted to make these restrooms where everybody could just go in.
I just feel like, okay, but how do you verify, right? Like, let's just come on. Let's just common sense. Let's think about it.
Okay.
So you identify as a female, but you're a male, right? Mm-hmm. You identify as a female now. You want to transition into a female. So you want to be able to use the female restroom, right? Because should you go into the male restroom looking like a female, it's kind of like, what the fuck is happening here, right?
That's much more welcome, though. Let's be real. If the girl's line's so long and the girl goes into the guy's restroom, the guys aren't going to be like, get out of here.
Yeah, but if he's pulling out a wiener, y'all are going to be like, what the fuck is happening here? Someone's going to punch him, because guys are just on a whole other level, especially those that are super homophobic. Mm-hmm. Something will happen, right?
But it's still a dude in a dude's restroom.
Yeah, it is. How do you verify? Are you going to walk around with a verification card? Like, oh, we've mentally analyzed him. We mentally have done all the tests. And yeah, he you know, identifies female, and it's determined he's female, so he can use the female restroom. Should you let Brooklyn go into the restroom by herself right now, and there's someone who identifies as a female and is a male? How the fuck are you going to feel?
I don't have the drop set up for RPT, but that's a problem. That's a problem. And I've never said like, oh yeah, I'm totally, like you said just a while ago, not to put words in your mouth, but like people can be like, well, I thought you agreed. I never said I agreed. Mm-hmm. I can accept and I can be cool with what you want to do, but we have to draw lines through all this. We want to just pretend like society doesn't have like boundaries and lines. You're tripping. There's lines.
And it's crazy because, I mean, what is the solution to that? I don't know. It's like, do you go use the family restroom? Maybe that might be the solution, right?
Yeah, that is one.
To avoid any issues, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not fair. It's got to suck, especially for those who transition completely into a female, who we all know can totally pass for female if you see them, mm-hmm. right? And more than likely, those I feel are like the legit ones, the ones that have done the entire thing to where, I mean, they look better than some females. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if she went into the restroom looking like that, we'd have no idea. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like if he, who was then a he, comes in looking as a girl, has the hair, the makeup, the boobs, the everything, has the cute body, because a lot of them go that route, we would never know. And that person probably, you know what I'm saying, already went through the whole, at one point did look like a man, you know what I'm saying, but now has completely transitioned, you know. Now at that point, then it is dangerous probably for her to go into a men's restroom, because someone can, you know, try to hit on her in there or whatever, and she still has the man part, you know. Then I saw this other thing about, what is it, a hospital in Cleveland or someone teaching kids to tuck it.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, Rob. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Rob, you didn't see that?
No, just shit? When I thought I'm on top of the ball here, you're blowing my mind.
Oh, Rob, I think I even sent it to y'all. It was like, Y'all, I know this episode is like, this is one of my pink pill, take a pink pill episodes. And I know y'all are like, she really didn't go there. This is the reason why I don't talk much about politics, and it's because I really don't know much.
It's funny that this is a political subject, though. This is totally cultural. It's like it's not supposed to be politicized, but it is.
Exactly. Totally. You're 100%. Where is it? Here's the teacher that I was talking about. Let me let y'all listen to this teacher.
So this is a message for the people who think that the members of the LGBTQ community, are trying to turn your kids gay. If you're not somebody who thinks that the LGBTQ community is trying to turn your kids gay, you could just keep scrolling.
Oh, I saw this.
Okay, yeah. So for one, that's disgusting. Gross. For two, that's not how it works. Remember, it's not a choice. Like, I was born this way. I was born this gay. Remember? I digress. So yeah, no one's looking to make your kids or anybody gay, queer, trans, or any other member of the LGBTQ community. We're just trying to make it so that people who are members of the LGBTQ community are safe. The exact opposite of what are doing. We're not turning anybody gay. We're keeping already queer people safe. See the difference? See? Hey, so this is a message for the
That's a terrible TikTok. I saw that one. She sucks. But also, like, they keep saying this safe thing. Like, who's, how are they not safe? Like, who's coming after these people who are wanting to be dudes or girls and vice versa?
I mean, it's unless they're being abused at home.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times teachers catch that. That's why a lot of teachers were worried during the pandemic, because a lot of the children who are sexually abused, mentally abused, all of the abused, whatever, that falls into the abusive, no food, you know what I'm saying? They get their food from school. Teachers were worried about those things, which are what? Totally reasonable. Like, that is something to really care about. This bill? No. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
That's a parent's business to teach, not you, school district, not you, teachers. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to teach. Man, teachers really have a huge influence on children, especially that if you're an elementary teacher, you have a fucking tough ass job. It's a tough job. You deal with these fucking kids all day. You pretty much are daycare, right? And on top of that, why would you want to teach anything that doesn't have to do with what's in your curriculum?
Yeah.
You're already with these fuckers all day long. They're already like, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. So why would you want to add anything more to your plate? You know what I'm saying? Like, should a kid come up to you and say, I like boys, I like girls? At that point, I think it is your job as a teacher to say, okay, I think we need to go talk to the counselor, right?
Yeah.
Let's go talk to the counselor. Now the counselor takes care of it. Now the counselor needs to go ahead and talk to the parent.
Right. And
listen, parent. That's my point. Thank you. And then there you go. So I don't know what the safe, unsafe place is. If anything, school is a safe place for many children because they get away from whatever disaster is happening at their house. So for you to say we're not giving them a safe place, I mean, I think teachers already have so much to do. And those that are like, fuck yeah, we need to teach this. Okay.
Keep an eye on that person.
I don't know.
Keep an eye on that person.
Okay, I don't know about
they'll be one of the people that was involved in the Disney sting.
It's just getting too much. Oh, I was going to show you the Tucker one about kids. They're teaching kids how to tuck in school. And I just about had a shit attack when I saw that. I was like, are you really? Come on, somebody, just, y'all need to just not. Where is this damn bro? Because I couldn't believe what I had seen.
I posted a video on the What Did He Said page about those feminists that were pro Leah Thomas. Mm-hmm. Did you see it? I sent it to you and oh, I can't wait to pull this one up.
What is the name of this guy? Derek? Is that his name?
Patreon.com/Her Lounge Podcast. To join the Patreon and the Discord.
Man, y'all, I can't find that damn thing. Rob, I could have sworn I sent it to you.
You did not. You sent it to your other friend.
Shit. How about how to shit? What's the other guy's name that be doing a lot of these memes? Is it Benny Johnson? Benny Johnson usually doesn't post stuff like that. He does more of the videos, but he might have.
I don't think anybody was cheated out of anything.
I am the strongest woman this state has ever seen.
Would you say that you see a difference in body type or stature when Leah stands next to other female competitors?
I personally have not seen Leah, but in general, trans women that I have not seen very much of a difference.
She's just a woman.
Just a woman.
All women come in different body types. Women come in different muscle masses. She is a woman.
They do
women have
but they're
penises?
women. They're women when they come in
Women
different
can
body
have
types.
penises.
Can men get periods?
Men can get periods.
And can men get pregnant?
Men can get pregnant.
She's real dumb. She's real fucking dumb. That's all I gotta say. She's real motherfucking dumb.
You are really dumb.
Man, why can't I find this damn post? What is some other people? Give me some other people's names that are.
I mean, you got.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Prager. Barstool?
No, Bardabet. Shit.
Breitbart?
Bright. There you go. Bright.
That's cute.
How do you spell that? How do you spell it, Rob?
It's a BRIE, I believe.
BR what?
It's gonna be BR. It's their handle is We Are Breitbart, so We Are BREI.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I'm doing this.
You gotta make the point though. You gotta pull up the clip. Right now, people are so eager to be like, "What?"
And it's not a clip; it's a damn picture.
Oh, right, it's an article about tucking, and we're talking about they're teaching, I guess, the boys how to tuck it.
Mm-hmm. And the little boy's in the picture like this.
Oh, that's weird.
I was like, y'all are some mother effing y'all know what. I was like, see, I really be trying to be right with God.
I'll have to find it and then
I really have to be.
send it to you.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oregon Children's Hospital tells kids to tuck in their genitals with tape and visit sex shop. I don't know that how much of this is true, right? Let's just hope maybe it was taken out of context.
Okay, we could do that.
But
Was it on Breitbart or who posted it?
TP USA.
Oh, okay.
And then you have this.
Allowed to be out as trans non-binary at school. Do not come up in my comments saying that I am allowed because I'm not. I live in Louisiana and it sucks here. So of course my response to this is to be as obnoxiously queer as possible. So I've got my rainbow hair with leopard print. I've got my rainbow glasses. Sometimes I wear pins too with various rainbow things on them. I don't have any today. I just have my COVID sticker. I wear things that do not match at all. Basically, my goal is to look like a unicorn threw me up. If I can't do that, what's the point?
It says, how many teachers like this exist now in our classrooms? This was a teacher.
Wow.
So she shows up in rainbow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she feels, I didn't know that it was a problem. Don't the schools get in trouble if you're not allowed to come in as whatever you want to be?
I'm sure that's a thing somewhere.
Right?
I don't know.
Like
that,
it's a job, right? It's your job. So you're probably going to be in trouble if you don't allow this person to come in as, you know, if they say they're lesbian or whatever it is, right? I mean, I don't know. Isn't that how it works in every job? You have to be allowed to be who you want to be. I mean, you can't go to work and then say, "Oh, you're lesbian." Yeah, we can't hire you.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Right?
Do that, right?
Okay.
Can't discriminate.
So if you're going into work with rainbow hair, rainbow pins, rainbow socks, rainbow shoes, basically it looks like a unicorn threw up on you, right? Then it looks like your job's accepting of who you are.
If you do that, I'd feel like you were making fun of the whole movement. Like, are you is
well,
this
that's
parody?
what she's saying. That's why she goes to school like that. The teacher does. It's because she goes, and it says, and if you're in my comments saying I'm not allowed to be who I am, you're wrong. Like, it's basically like, we're wrong. But you're going to school claiming your flag. Basically, it's what you're doing, right?
I'm really interested in where all these teachers work. Like, we watch these TikToks and videos of these people that are doing this stuff, and it's like, what city are you in? What state are you in?
And I wonder how common. I live in Houston, so if you're listening, you don't know where we are. We're in Houston, so I'm wondering in Houston, if you're a teacher and you listen to this.
Salud.
Excuse me. I know the perfect person to have on. Ooh, that sneeze just hit it. Sorry, guys. I was trying to.
This pollen's fucking nuts.
Man, it is unbelievable.
I don't even have allergies and this shit's affecting me.
Man, my throat, I was just like, this morning, I was just like, okay, enough. Pete's like, I'm like, can you please start taking something now? Because he gets really bad to the point where he always has to go see Dr. Jeremy. So I'm like, can you please get checked?
Be proactive,
like, can
please.
you do something now before it gets worse? I know the perfect person to have on to talk about these things, Rob, and I'm going to reach out to her, and maybe we can have her on Monday.
Perfect. Who is it?
Yes.
Do you want to give it out first? Or you want to wait?
She's HISD, so she'll probably be a very good source. She was running for something. She was running for something with the kid. I think she was running to be like on the board.
Okay, for the school board.
Yeah, her name is, I think her name's Carolina or something. I think her name is Caroline for Kids HISD. She's District 5.
Okay.
And she ran. I don't know that she made it. But she has an account, if you're interested. It's called HTX Kids First. And basically, it's her thing says, as parents, guardians, concerned citizens, and taxpayers, keyword taxpayers.
We said that like Marissa.
We deserve to have a say for the future of our children. I have a problem with that because I've said this before. It's like Marissa has to have 3 children now. I mean, she has 2 in private school, but she's about to put Marissa in another little private school, right? She's still a baby, but I'm assuming she's not going to put her in public school either when she gets old enough, right? So my thing is like, why should I have to put my child in private school? I already pay for private school. My taxes at y'all school district, who is not using it how it should be, so that these children can excel in the future versus having a bunch of dumb kids running around. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because the school district teachers get paid miserably and they have a very tough job. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're making it easier for themselves to get more money though.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like all the teachers. That's why you can't be mad at all the teachers. I'm sure there's plenty of teachers that don't agree with a bunch of this bogus shit that goes around.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? And it sucks for those good teachers, because those good teachers, guess what? Are a lot of the good teachers quitting and leaving these kids to these other crazies out there. You know what I'm saying? I think teachers are amazing. I really do. I hold a very soft place for teachers because, like I said, I grew up having amazing teachers. I loved being in elementary school. Like, I really did. Like, I'm somebody who enjoyed going to school. Like, there's like, oh, I fucking hated school. Like, I didn't. I had a great time. I also was very involved in school too. So that's probably what it was. I was like in sports and drill team and student council and, you know what I'm saying? All those things. But I really grew up with some great teachers, even my junior high teachers. I mean, my rest in peace, Mr. Bautista, who was our art teacher in middle school, right? I mean, he cared so much about children, bro. Let me tell you, I went to a majority, predominantly Hispanic junior high, right? And I think him understanding that so many kids who were very smart came from immigrant parents who probably didn't understand the way applying for college in the future works, who didn't understand like how scholarships works, any of that, Rob, they would leave to high school and they all would develop such a good relationship with him to where they would come and he's the one that would help them apply for college, would help them apply for scholarships. We're talking about, you're now in high school and you're coming to your middle school art teacher to come help you with that. He helped. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because he never had to help me, because I really don't know why he never had to help me, because I pretty much had to figure it out on my own. I don't know how I figured it out on my own, but I did, right? But like, I mean, no one was pushing me like, you need to go to college. It was just, you need to go to school type of thing. You know, my mom kind of like made it a point for you to know, like, you're going to go to school to do something, but I don't think she knew that it consisted of how much money, you know what I'm saying? Like, to go to college. But he was an amazing teacher. years later, I mean, I come back and speak at my middle school. My middle school teacher reaches out and says, "Will you come and speak to these kids and to our teachers?" I was like, "Sure." I came back and I spoke at my middle school, which was amazing. And then I start crying because I'm looking at these teachers, and I'm just looking. I'm like, "Look at this fucking ugly ass cafeteria, bro."
That's what you're thinking?
This is what I'm thinking. This ugly ass fucking cafeteria that looks the exact same way as when I was in junior high. I'm now a grown adult with running a fucking business, and it looks the exact same way. A lot of my teachers that I went to that were my teachers were still there, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I wonder how much of a raise you've had since the last time I was here. You know what I'm saying? Because this school doesn't look like y'all haven't done much of anything. You know what I'm saying? The atrium area looked amazing, right? They upgraded that. But the cafeteria looked like shit. The school kind of had an upgrade, and it's only because I think it had mold, so they had no choice but to upgrade it. It had an insane upgrade after. It was in the middle when I went to go get... when I went to go speak, it was in the middle of some kind of construction. You know what I'm saying? But it's like... my point is, you have amazing teachers like that who sincerely care about their children. I mean, their students. They see them as their children. Like, they don't have this support system at home. I want to be there for them, and those teachers don't get applauded enough. They get buried under all these fucking loony teachers that are out there trying to I don't know what they're trying to do, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that they're trying to teach children. And it sucks because you have those amazing teachers out there trying to do great things. And it's probably like they can't speak up too, right? Because they don't want to get like harassed by anybody, or anybody, like they probably aren't speaking up either. There's a few teachers. I mean, you had that guy the other day on the RPT where he got fired for speaking up. You're getting fired for speaking up. But yet, if you agree with what's going on, you don't get fired. How does that work?
Yeah, make it make sense.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, and
I just don't. I don't know what's going on in this world.
It's not for everybody to live in a rural area or in the suburbs, for your young years when you're just not having a family. Maybe when your kids are starting to go to school, you're maybe thinking about moving out there, but you're having less of this issue in those areas. And there's something about that. Like, you have to think about, why is it that where you have a lot of working class people who are more about family and tradition and all that kind of jazz, they're sending their kids to school where they don't have to worry about this stuff. It's all these people that are in the inner cities. They're super indoctrinated with this crazy liberal, thought processes. And it's just like it's not conducive to a contributing member to society. Like, those kids will not contribute too much. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings if you're watching, but you have to think about it pragmatically. Like, those kids are not going to really help evolve our society.
Well, I think they said that the children of this era, right, like especially the ones that went through this pandemic situation, like all those kids, they're going to be the
dumbest kids.
The most illiterate kids. And they're the ones who are our future.
Yeah.
And how sad is that?
Yeah. And people are just not talking about that.
And I just don't understand how you don't find that, like, anybody out there doesn't listen, put whatever your issues are aside, and it's really about the kids, and it's really about my tax paying dollars. Like, if parents really would get together and we wouldn't have so much shit happening, like paying bills and other things that happen in the world, right, that you're having to take care of. If we came together and said, so we would like a breakdown of how you use my tax dollars for your school district, because when was the last time you gave these teachers raises? Let's just see that. They have to keep going to school to be a counselor to try to make more money, bro. So they need to go get in more debt, right? To try to make more money. Now you have to go, if you want to become a principal, you have to do more shit and take other courses, right, to become a principal, right? And so my question is this: when you work for corporate America and you want to move up, they kind of give you the training, right? They give you the training. You don't have to go get into debt. They probably see that you're interested in learning. So you're like, hey, you come to them and be like, I'm kind of interested in going into this department. What do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you should probably go sit with here, or you can take this course online that'll kind of get you through there, right? So why don't we have a system like that for teachers versus making them go back to school, right?
I want to learn more about the teachers unions because we always hear about how powerful the teachers unions are, and they're very left leaning. They're very like powered by Democrat, fundraising and Democrat money, and they have a lot of the power, and that's why a lot of these schools stayed shut down in some major cities. The school themselves, the union leaders were like, we're not reopening, and you have to think to yourself, how is that in the best interest of the kids? Like, how are you making this make sense to the rest of your lobbying, group? I don't know. I'm so fascinated by this stuff. So like, it's so funny since having started RPT to have, and maybe you don't see it the same way because Chingo literally vomits at the mouth, all the crazy stuff going on every day. And Soul's just like, give me a second. It's coming at me from every direction. Yeah. But it's really interesting. And that's one of the problems that we all have is that we forgot about all this stuff. I don't know how involved our parents were. I don't think they were that much more involved. But I do know of friends' parents that were way more involved growing up. My Hispanic parents, not at all. But all my white kid friends, their parents were in it.
My parents, I told you, when I was on the drill team, my mom's like, I got to work. So my mom's solution was always like, how much money do I need to give you? Like, I don't have time to go sit there and volunteer. So how much is this going to cost me so I can give you the money for it? That was her solution for everything. And I get it because they were trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to like pay bills and, I always say this. I think my parents like 100% because we weren't rich, but I honestly don't know what it was like to struggle. If there was a struggle, I had no idea. My parents didn't let us know.
You didn't go without.
I didn't go without ever. There was a roof over my head. We had food. We had lights. I never knew what it was like to not have lights in my house. So I can't be mad at them for that either. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It was like they were here trying to make the American dream happen. You know what I'm saying? So that we could have better, which I think they both did an amazing job to do. So when it came time to, hey, Mom, so they need you to come. She was so pissed too. I had to tell y'all a story. So when you're on the drill team and you're basically like a rookie, the rookie parents have to do basically the rookie job. So we do these things called spaghetti dinners, right? And it's so like the parents and all the drill team can meet each other.
Yeah.
Well, they put my mom in the kitchen, right?
Oh, no.
Serving. And my mom was like, why did I get in the kitchen? How come they serve? Because I'm Mexican. They put me in the kitchen. Oh, I have to wear a net in my hair. Oh, don't you find it odd, Marisol, that all of us in the kitchen are the Hispanic parents of, you got to remember, I went to a majority white high school. During my time, there was very few Hispanics, right?
So majority Hispanic junior high and majority white high school.
High school. Okay. I wasn't supposed to go to that high school.
I remember now.
Yeah. So I went to a majority white high school. So the few Hispanic parents listen, and this is how stupid they are, right? I don't know what. So we do fashion shows too. At the end of we have for spring show, and this is how we fundraise money from companies. So like big brand names like Tootsie's, they'll donate the clothes, and it's so that the parents can shop and so forth, right? So that we can raise money for our drill team. So I noticed that the entire table where my mom was sitting were all Hispanics also. So I don't know what happened. But so we had company moms, right? And one of the moms, I remember something along the lines like, well, we sat basically all of you guys together because we figured y'all could all kind of relate and talk to each other. I just remember leaving oh, okay, I can see that because you think because we're all Hispanic, we're just all going to know each other. They could get to know each other because y'all are white. And I was really confused. But I just said whatever. Mm-hmm. My mom didn't mind. She was kind of glad, because she was like, oh, I'm sitting with,
of course, people want to get mad, but then you're like, all right, it makes sense.
Yeah. So it was kind of like that. And I was just like, that's so interesting how they sat and there was only literally maybe a handful of Hispanics on the drill team and 2 black girls on the drill team. We're talking about a group of 80.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know where they sat, the black parents.
Outside?
No, Rob, Jesus Christ. They weren't at our table, but I don't think they sat them in a separate table together. That would have been some shit too. That would have been some fucked up shit.
Wait a minute.
But they did that to my mom and the other Hispanic girls that were on the drill team. They put them together, which I thought was crazy. But there was a point to that. Oh, I was saying my parents just weren't involved. That my mom attending that was just fuck, man, I gotta come to this thing. You know what I'm saying?
So much less a school board meeting or anything like that.
No.
Never, right?
Listen, when I was in elementary school and we had the parent teacher, my mom would go with me, and it'd be like I was a translator first of all.
Same.
So it was like I was telling my mom everything, and then so my mom had no idea if I was telling lies or not, which I wasn't. I was scared of my parents, so I never made a bad grade up until I got into the 10th grade, bro. And I was terrified. I thought I was going to get the biggest whooping ever. I was like, I'll go check the mail for you, Mom. Can I go check the mail? Because they mailed your.
Of course.
And I was just like, oh my God. And it was a C, because you can't fail when you're on the drill team. You can't fail anything or you don't perform.
Did you get progress reports and report cards?
Yes. So I just remember thinking to myself, like, I fucking got a C. A 70. Literally, it was like a 69.999. The teacher just went on ahead and did 70.
Shit, I'd have been jumping for joy with the 70.
And my mom was like, because I think in Mexico they do like 10, 9, 8. And she goes, un 7, Marisol. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it. It's coming. It's coming. She goes, well, if, you want anything, this needs to go up because I'm not going to be buying stuff. Yo no le voy a estar comprando cosas a una niña burra, right? And I was like, is this a setup? When is the chancla coming at me? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? My mom never checked homework. My mom waited for report cards. That was her thing. So report card came. You did good. We finna hook you up. And I never made bad grades, like I said, until I got into the 10th grade. And that's because I was in algebra 2. And it was kind of like,
This ain't happening.
bro, why do I have to take this? But anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess you have parents like our parents who are immigrant parents. Like, it'll be different for my kids. We're involved. You know what I'm saying? It's important to us. We understand. I mean, I didn't know that tax dollars had anything to do. I mean, you don't know this because I didn't own a house before. I didn't know why my parents would complain about paying, you know what I'm saying?
I got no kids in school.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they'd complain about that, but it'd be like, okay, whatever. But, I just, I feel especially because I am in the inner city. I've always said that if I could just create a community of parents, right? It's like, listen, I just need your support. I'll go ahead and take the hit. Like, I'll be the one to go to these meetings, right? I just want to know that when the shit hits the fan, y'all all finna be there. We all finna march together.
Let me ask you this. If you needed 150 people to create your own town, would you try to get 150 people and create your own town? Mm-hmm. Why aren't we working towards that exactly?
Exactly. I don't know.
There's some land.
That's what Kanye wants to do.
Dude, there's some land out my way. I've been looking it up. We're talking about like 10, like minimum 10 acres for like 400 grand. That's 40 grand an acre. That is a steal in today's market.
Wow. No house or nothing on it.
No house or nothing. It's cleared already. It's just 10 acres. And it's literally 3.5 minutes from 59.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it is one of the peaceful areas still within, like, if you're really quiet, you could probably hear 59, but it's still out there.
Yeah.
And I say that to say this, like, that is what I think we're going to see a lot more in the future is that, because what are those little, like, the systems where like, the homeschooling teachers or moms get together and they're like homeschooling the community, right? Like Greatwood out there in Sugar Land, or like these little pockets of the cities have these groups where the moms get together and they kind of switch off in a sense. And there's a curriculum for that. And it's a legit homeschool system. That's what a lot of people are probably going to start leaning towards if you can't fix the actual school system itself.
I want to do that. I'm leaning more towards homeschooling, which I need to get on ASAP because we're in March, and I think you have to already pre-register and do a bunch of shit. But like ahead of time, yeah, something about that. But I remember I enjoyed going to school so much, like as an elementary school. Like I looked forward to it. Like I looked forward to playing on the playground. Like I looked forward to school. Like I said though, but I really had great teachers. I kind of want for Penny to experience like putting on a backpack in the morning. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to school. Like I'd love for her to be able to do that. But it looks like it'd have to be at a private school because I don't know. Like I've been looking at school districts schools near us that are like outstanding. And there's one right here that kind of has the best reviews or whatever. But it's inner city, but it's also considered, it's part of the River Oaks area.
Man, that's its own little area.
But it's a public school.
Oh.
So I don't know how I could get her to go there because, you don't have the... that's something that I did vote for, where you can choose to put your child where you want in the school district that you want to.
Yeah, school choice, for sure.
I did that. I sure did vote for that shit. Like, just because I'm here does not mean I got to stay here.
Yeah.
Like, fuck your school district. But again, then it's like, if you care so much, parent, then get involved. And I swear to you, wherever my child ends up going, that's where I'm going to get involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to take a lot of that for us parents who, like I said, it's like with everything that I told you about, like even with politics, like I never cared. I never understood. It was like, oh, I'm just going to go vote. You know what I'm saying? And I always get mad at myself for being such an older person now. I'm trying to understand because I don't 100% understand everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, just trying to navigate this really weird times.
And that's kind of my point, what I was going to get into earlier, actually, was that our parents weren't as involved as, let's say, they should have or could have been. And it's a 30-year gap, let's just say, between our parents and us, where now we're seeing a lot of the fallout of that having been the case. Like, our parents were they're quick to get into federal elections, like, let's vote for the president, right? Like, and then be upset about that for 4 years until the next president, you know, gets a chance of coming in, like what we have going on right now. But what does matter, and we talk about this, we're blue in the face, is your local elections, right? Your Sheila Jackson versus whoever who's been running this area for as long as I've been alive, basically. And people are like, how is she still in office? She hasn't done anything. Y'all keep voting her in. What are you talking about? And school boards and, you know, all these other things. Lena Hidalgo in the Texas Rangers case right now, like, what are they finding about COVID money? What are they finding
but wait
about?
a minute. You know what's funny about that is that bitch is out there fucking skiing, talking about getting away to ski. Well, what's up with your investigation? How about that? You ain't talking about that. Like, why ain't you made a statement about it yet?
I think she said it doesn't implicate her. It's something about staffers and not her. So she's just kind of pleading ignorant to it right now. I don't know what's going to come of it, but there's just, again, that's local at its finest. And we're talking about, are we the third biggest city now? If it's not, we're still fourth.
We're third. We're tied, I think, with Chicago,
yeah.
right?
So third, fourth largest city. It's still local, right? It's still a city. And then you're talking about, well, what does that affect my county? And then the county, like, well, who's running the county? Who's running my city? So
yeah.
It's boring for some people, but once you start getting into it, if it starts hitting your pocketbook, it starts hitting your kid, then you're like, then okay, now I'm paying attention.
And I think that's what happened. It started hitting my pocket during this pandemic, where I was like, wait, what? Y'all can call some shit like that to happen and it affect my paper? Hold up. I have not been paying attention.
I did not approve this.
What is happening? So yeah, that's how I got involved. So on that note, I will have Caroline come on here. I'm going to reach out to her, see if she'd come out and talk, because she'd give us all the scoop, because she ran. She didn't win, but
great.
You know what I'm saying? So we can have her on. That'd be great for her to come on.
Hell yeah.
And then it could be somebody with experience to come on versus just my opinion, right?
Which is also fun.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to join us on the Patreon.com/HERR Lounge podcast. We'd love for you to be a part of our HERR world and join the community. And don't forget that March 31st marks the end of our Patrona package that we have now. If you are signed up before March 31st, you will be grandfathered into that $25 packet price. After that, it will be going up as of April 1st. So thank you guys so much for listening. See you guys Friday.